In history, there is a moment when the armies of Egypt appeared and Babylon withdrew its forces. It was during this time that Zedekiah, the king of Judah, sought the counsel of the prophet Jeremiah for the third time. He was inquiring about the destiny of his nation and his people. Yet, the answer he received was identical to the previous 2 times. They were to submit to the rule of Babylon. This left King Zedekiah in a state of doubt and fear towards Jeremiah's prophecy. Coupled with the rising patriotic sentiment amongst the people and the rampant false prophecies, Jeremiah found himself imprisoned in the guard's courtyard. Yet in this dire situation, something extraordinary happened. God spoke to Jeremiah, instructing him to purchase land. Not just any land, but the land of his cousin Hanamel, which had already fallen into enemy hands. At this time, the land held no value or significance to the people of Judah. An old saying goes, "Buy gold in chaotic times, hide jade in prosperous times." The nation was on the brink of ruin, the political situation unstable. From a risk-averse perspective, gold was the currency of choice. So why would anyone forsake gold to invest in real estate? In a country under foreign invasion amidst the ravages of war, what value does property hold? Especially for someone like Jeremiah, who was imprisoned by the authorities. Survival was the primary concern. Isn't that so? So why did the prophet still proceed with this seemingly irrational decision? It was to demonstrate his faith in God's word. He firmly believed that God would fulfill his promise, returning the exiled people to their homeland and rebuilding Jerusalem. At that time, the land would undoubtedly hold immense value. Yet the prophet too struggled with this decision. Verses 16-25 reveal his worries and doubts. The people were still rebellious and the land was about to face calamity. What was the point of buying this land? In our Christian faith journey, we often encounter such situations. When God's guidance conflicts with what we see and believe to be right, what choice will you make? I once knew a pilot who said that flying a plane in the sky is not solely reliant on visual judgment, but on navigation instruments. Relying solely on feelings can lead to a loss of direction. Sometimes what feels like climbing may actually be descending. That's why a plane's cockpit is filled with numerous instruments to help the pilot judge direction, altitude, speed, and distance. Especially in extreme weather conditions, even if the readings seem off, one must trust the instruments to ensure safety. The life of a Christian is very much like piloting an aircraft. Throughout our lives, we experience different weather conditions. If we navigate solely based on feelings, we will inevitably suffer. As Apostle Paul said, "For we live by faith, not by sight." 2 Corinthians 5:7. So where does faith in Christian belief come from? The Bible tells us that faith comes from hearing and hearing from the word of Christ. His words are a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. Once unlocked, they shine forth, transforming the foolish into the wise. In summary, the story of Jeremiah teaches us about faith and decision-making in times of crisis. Despite his doubts, Jeremiah chose to trust in God's promises, making an investment that seemed illogical to others. His actions serve as a reminder that faith is not about what we see or feel, but about trusting in God's word, even when it contradicts our understanding. Therein lies the essence of faith. It transforms our perspective, turning the seemingly foolish into the wise.